Hi, I'm Patricia Longo and I'm a celebrity makeup artist. I've worked with models from Sports Illustrated like Jecker and Julie Henderson to Alice Povin at 30 Rock. All those things that experts do that the average person doesn't know how to do, will learn how to do it on these videos. There are so many different brush rolls out there. I prefer the sable brushes, but there's also squirrel. They're all very nice. They're synthetic brushes, but you have to know which ones are good for what. I always tell people if you have very sensitive skin, you might want to do the synthetic. You don't want any horse hair on your face because I've seen people get allergic to that. Even though it feels nice, for some reason people get allergic reactions to sable or squirrel. There's all different types. The best thing I recommend is walking into Safora and letting them know if your skin's sensitive and which brushes would be good for your skin. I wish every cosmetic line would write on their brushes exactly what the brush does. Meaning if you get a brush and you pull it out, it says eyebrow brush, contour brush, precision brush, blush brush. I think that would help people know which brush is which and what to use it for. Because I think that's the most confusing thing, is that they don't know which brush to use where. And I hope in these videos you'll see how I explain what a precision brush is or a contour brush, and I show you what an angle brush does and how I use it for the eyebrow. I think that's what's important. If they can just learn which brush to use appropriately, it'll make the application a lot easier. These are just some of the brushes that I think every makeup artist should have in their kit. First one, to me, is a powder brush. You have to have the powder brush in order to set the makeup with the loose powder, finishing powder, mineral powder. You need a powder brush. The second brush that I think is extremely important is your blush brush. This is the classic blush brush. It's a little round, it's a little fat, I love it. And this does the trick for all blushes. A contour brush is very important because you want to contour the face. This is what gives definition to the face. This is where you contour your cheeks, I contour my jaw, I give myself a little definition on the nose. You want a contour brush. This gives precision to the entire face. Of course, the first thing you're going to apply on your face is foundation. And some people use sponges, but my favorite thing is using a foundation brush. This is a general, typical foundation brush. It almost looks like a little paintbrush. So basically you're painting the foundation like when you paint a house. It's the same way you would paint your face. So you would have a little paintbrush. This is a foundation brush. So now I move on to the eyes. When we talk about eyeshadow, my favorite thing is a flat eyeshadow brush and a contour. This one just happens to be both. I'm still talking about the eyes, but this is just a simple eyeshadow brush that if you just wanted a basic eyeshadow brush, you would just go with a simple one like this that puts the eyeshadow all over the eyelid. So when I'm working with my mascara and my eyebrows, on one side is a comb and on the other side is a brush. This is a very, very essential brush. It's the brow and a comb for the lashes. Now some people like putting on their concealer with their finger, or they actually put the product directly on because some concealers come with a stick or a little brush. But this is the actual concealer brush that you may have to use if you're using a cream concealer that doesn't have an application. So you might need a concealer brush. And this is also really good to touch up the flaws around their face. And then I have the angle brush. This is really great for either liner or eyebrow filler. I always like to have an angle brush because it could do two jobs. So this is a really good brush to have in your kit. So some people use mineral powder, finishing powder, whatever powder you want, and they like to use a brush like this because it takes up just a little bit of the powder on the ends and it applies it very lightly. You can also use this as a buffer for foundation. Sometimes I take liquid foundation, I just want to add a little in certain spots, and this brush can do that too. This is a contour brush. I usually use this for loose powder or even blush. And basically what it does is it just adds a little shine here. You could add a little powder here, some highlight there. I can contour like this with this blush brush. And my final brush, which I always say is a must, is my little lip brush. You need a lip brush in your kit to put that lipstick on or lip gloss. And I have this one that's a duo where I can put the lipstick on one side and the lip gloss on the other side. So those are the essential brushes for your makeup kit.